Good morning, wonderful students at home. How are you doing? Hope you're staying safe. Welcome to yet another online class. My name is Ms. Catherine Iguleme. I'll be taking the subject agricultural science. Before we start today's lesson, in our previous video, our last week video, we discussed the influence of forest in our environment. So in today's video, we'll be discussing forest management. Let's see our lesson objective for today. At the end of today's class, the students should be able to define forest management, going to define forest management and discuss the types of forest management. Forest management is a branch of forestry that concerns itself with the overall administrative, legal, economic, and social aspect of the forest, the activities that goes on in the forest, how it can be managed, how it can be protected, how the rules and regulations can be endorsed and also obeyed regularly. So that's all what forest management is all about. I will take from our screen. Forest management is a branch of forestry concerned with overall administrative, legal, economic, and social aspects, as well as scientific and technical aspects such as the silviculture, protection, and forest regulation. So in this forest management, we have different types of forest management. The first one is the forest regulation, selective exploration, deforestation, regeneration, afforestation, and tangible system. So we're discussing the first on our list, which is forest regulation. This is where the federal government gives rules and laws to those that will be operating in the forest or those that want to cut down trees for them to obey. These are the laws proclaimed by government in form of rules to prevent people from exploiting the forest at will. So people cannot go to the forest and just cut the trees because they want to. But there are rules governing this forestry, rules governing the forest that they must obey. And this law helps to conserve or preserve our forest trees. So let us look at the rules. The regulation in Nigeria, the rules governing the forest in Nigeria. One, encouraging people to plant trees. Yes, the federal government or the government encourage people to plant trees around them. And two, the prohibition of bush burning. The prohibition of bush burning can lead to forest deforestation, because when you burn the bushes or when you burn it, it leaves the wildlife and also the trees can get empty and can lead to desert also, and nothing living can be growing on that piece of land. So the federal government discouraged bush burning and the cutting down of timber tree except will and official permit. You don't just cut down trees anyhow unless the federal government has approved it or permitted you to do that. And three, illegal falling of trees should not be encouraged. And whenever you see anybody falling down trees illegally, it is expected that you report that person, because it's not good to just fall down trees anyhow. It will lead to loss of trees, loss of timbers, loss of good forest trees that cannot even regenerate again. We have the fourth one, harvesting of an underage trees. That is, the tree could only be harvested when it is about 20 or 25 years old. In the rules, harvesting on underage trees is prohibited and it's not allowed. These are the rules, the regulation in Nigeria governing forest in Nigeria. Number one, take that again. Encouraging people to plant trees. Two, the prohibition of bush burning, the cutting down of timber trees, except with an official permit, and the cutting down of trees in a forest reserve. Three, illegal felling of trees should not be encouraged. And four, harvesting of an underage trees is not allowed. That is, the trees could only be harvested when it is about 20 or 25 years old. We'll move ahead to the next one, which is selective exploration. Selective exploration. This is the process of harvesting only matured trees. This system allows the process of harvesting only mature trees, trees that are old enough to be cut down, trees that can be cut down, trees that are 20 or 25 years old. They are mature and can be harvested for different purposes. Unless that they don't allow the cutting down of younger trees, because the younger ones remain covered to the surface of the forest. I take that again. Selective exploration. This is the process of harvesting only mature trees. The system allows for the harvesting of older trees while the younger ones remain as cover to the surface of the forest. It means that you're only allowed to cut down matured trees, not the younger ones, because the younger ones will remain as cover to the surface of the forest. I move ahead. We have advantages of selective exploration. Advantages of selective exploration. Young trees plant of value are prevented from destruction. The young trees are prevented from destruction. They cannot just come and destroy the younger tree growing unless the matured one that is old enough to be harvested. And two, it encourages continuous supply of timber. When the young trees are not destroyed, it encourages more supply of timbers, because whenever you go for it, whenever you want to harvest any of the trees, they'll be available to be harvested. And three, it prevents soil erosion. When the young trees are still there, it prevents soil erosion. So we move ahead to the next one, which is deforestation. Deforestation. This is the cutting down of trees in the reserve. This is where you cut down trees anyhow without even planting them back. You just abandon the forest, and it leads to this. If you can see what is on our screen, it leads to deforestation. It leads to a place, a forest where you can see no plant, no living plant, no living tree, because it has been cut down. It has been cut down for different purposes without planting them back. It leads to what? Deforestation. Deforestation is the cutting down of trees in the reserve. Economic trees, when cut, are sent to the industry for making furniture and sometimes to supply fuel without replacing them. And it leads to what? It leads to deforestation, where all the trees have been cut down and no one to support the forest, and it will be abandoned, and it will lead to soil erosion. Let's look at the disadvantage of deforestation in Nigeria. Valuable trees are destroyed, yes, because when they are cut down and there's no replacement, it leads to what? The trees are cut down and destroyed for life, and there's nothing you can do about it. And two, it leads to soil erosion. If the soil or the land is exposed to soil erosion, where wind or heavy rainfall can just come and wash away the soil, which is what leads to what? Soil erosion. And three, it increases lynching of plant nutrients. It increases lynchings of plant nutrients. And four, wildlife is denied of their habitat. When you cut down all the trees, the habitat, the wildlife living there will no longer have a protection or a shelter home. Instead, it's going to be what? It's going to be abandoned. So wildlife is denied of their habitats. And five, it leads to loss of organic matters. I take that again. Disadvantage of deforestation. When all the trees are being cut down and without replacement, this is what it will lead to. One, valuable trees are destroyed. Two, it leads to soil erosion. Three, it increases lynching of plants, nutrients. Four, wildlife is denied of their habitats. And five, it leads to loss of organic matters. So we move ahead to the next one, which is regeneration. Regeneration can be defined as the regrowth of tree following forest exploration, following forest exploitation, and it can be renewed artificially or natural regrowth of stumps. This is where the trees can grow on its own naturally. When it has already been cut down, the trees can regenerate, regrow on its own, or it can be supported using artificial means. And forests prefer trees with high regenerative quality than those with low regenerative quality. This type of management is where trees can actually grow naturally because they have high regenerative quality, or they can be supported using artificial means for it to grow. So we'll move ahead to the next one, which is afforestation. Afforestation. Afforestation is the process by which new seedlings are planted to replace the already harvested trees. You can see it on our screen where the trees has already been harvested and the land has been cleared to replant or to replace the already harvested trees. Afforestation is the process by which new seedlings are planted to replace the already harvested trees. So we'll move ahead to the next one, which is the effect of afforestation. When we plant, when we replace the harvested trees, what will be the outcome? Now we move to the effect of afforestation. One, it increases soil fertility. It increases soil fertility. And two, desertification is prevented. It prevents desert. It prevents the forest turning into desert. Desertification is prevented. Three, pollution of the environment is reduced. When we plant more trees or when we replace the old one, we prevent the environment from being polluted. Four, it serves as a windbreak because when we plant more trees and we have good trees around us, it controls the wind. So it serves as a windbreak. The next one, it provides raw materials. Yes, because when you finish harvesting the trees and you refuse to replace it, the raw materials will be limited. So when we plant the new seedlings, it provides raw materials. Provision for good environment for wildlife. Yes, it brings back the animals to live in the environment. And the last one, soil structure is built up. I take that again. Afforestation is a replanting or is a process of planting new seedlings that has been harvested. And the effect of afforestation is it increases soil fertility, desertification is prevented, pollution of the environment is reduced, it serves as windbreak, it provides raw materials, provision of good environment for wildlife, and soil structures is built. We'll move ahead to Tangier system. Tangier system. This is a system whereby forest trees and food crops are planted together on the same piece of land. This is a system. This is where farmers go into the forest, clear the bushes, and plant food crops. Where you can see a forest trees at the same time food crop being planted together on the same piece of land. You can see on our screen a farmer planting his crops in a forest. This is a system whereby forest trees and food crops are planted together on the same piece of land. To move on, the conditions under which Tangier system may be practiced. The conditions under which Tangier systems may be practiced. One, where land is scarce. Where there is scarcity of land, farmers go to the forest to plant because they don't have sufficient land or they don't have enough land to plant to. Two, overpopulation in the area. Where an area is being populated, it makes there is no space to cultivate plant, or there's no space to practice farming. The farmers go to the forest to plant. Underemployment and unemployment of the youth. Three, underemployment and unemployment of the youth. When there is no job and there's no work, the youth use the available means or use available means they have, which is the forest to plant and sell agricultural produce. Next one is where government policies permit the integration of forestry and agricultural department. Where government policies permit the integration of forestry and agricultural department. Where government allows it, so it gives the farmer more head to plant. And the next one is poor or low living standard. Poor or low living standard. This condition is encouraged where there is poverty and the standard of living is very low. So they also encourage them to go into Tangier system, Tangier farming. So we'll move ahead to the next one, which is advantages of Tangier system. Advantages of Tangier system. One, it provides adequate employment. Two, it increases its farmer knowledge on the area of agriculture and other food crop production. Three, is a means of conserving resources. Four, it promotes increase in food production. Five, it encourages maximum use of land. And six, it increases the income of the farmer. Disadvantages of Tangier system. It allows for the cultivation of only annual and biennial crops in the forest reserve, meaning that you can only plant a yearly crop or 2 years crop, which is the annual crop and the biennial crop in a forest reserve. And two, competition between the crop may exist for food and water. Competition between the crop may exist for food and water. Three, the soil may not favor certain crops due to the incidence of ants in the reserve. Due to the incidence of ants or other wildlife animals, the soil may not favor certain crops. Four, the process may be monotonous as the farmers perform the same duty every season. The process is is monotonous because the farmer practices the same thing every year. Every year it repeats the same production of crops, the planting of crops. So sometimes it can be monotonous, just like one sequential, just what you do every year. The last one is the forestry sector may be reluctant in releasing their fertile land for agricultural sector. Today, we'll discuss management of the forest, where we're going to discuss the rules and regulation of forest. We also discuss the regeneration of forests, the generation of trees or forest trees. We also discuss afforestation. We also discuss deforestation, and the last one, Tangian system of farming. So now, we've come to the end of today's class. Hope you've learned something, and don't forget to copy your notes online. Till we meet next week. Take care and God bless you.